welcome back to Geekdom. I am Ben, and with me is my partner in this journey, Don. How you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, sir. I'm doing great, man. Ready to talk about some Michael, some Michael,
Yeah,
Michael,
what
Michael.
is this is a very Michael and Walt centric episode.
Yeah,
What did you
yeah.
think about? What did you think about it going in?
Well, Walt's a Jedi. We know that now.
Yeah,
Walt is a Jedi.
absolutely.
We know that for sure. Yeah, no. Um, I found myself really enjoying this episode on a rewatch, man. I really did. I get Michael, I think, a lot more, and not, and I do remember this episode from before. It's not that I don't remember it, but I just think maybe it's just different time in my life. It's hitting me, whatever it is. I really feel for Michael in this episode. I really think he's a good guy in this episode.
Yeah, we really. I think because of all the bad stuff he does in the future,
Sure.
we
Yeah.
kind of block this episode out. But
Yeah.
when you really sit down and look at this particular episode,
Yeah.
Michael is not wanted by his ex and her husband.
Yeah. It's really tough to see somebody, especially somebody that wants to be in their kid's life, just being told no. It's a tough thing to see, man. That's a really hard thing to watch, because usually it's the other way where they don't, they're not around for whatever reason, or they don't want to be in the kid's life, where he's
Well,
fighting for it. So it's hard.
and to compound on that, look at Claire. And
Yeah.
look at her baby's father. And look what happened with him.
Sure. Sure.
He took off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. Absolutely. Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. Yeah, I just feel like he really got shafted in this episode. Like you said, future events we can't really bring in yet. So, but this episode, man, I really feel for Michael. I really do. I really like Michael in this episode. By the end
What
of the episode.
what do you think about Michael and Locke's dynamic in this episode?
Yeah, I mean, this has been brewing. I mean, we knew this was going to come eventually. And honestly, perfect episode to do it. I really,
Yeah.
excuse me, sorry. I really think this was the perfect episode to have this boiling point between them two, because you're seeing you're seeing again Michael being pushed to the side for somebody else, and for this time it's actually by Walt doing it,
Right.
but it's still Michael being pushed away from his kid, and somebody else assuming the father figure type role, and he's angry about it, and rightfully so. I mean, honestly, rightfully so. As correct as Locke is in that moment where he says, "Hey, I think he needs to learn to protect himself on this island if he's going to live on this island." At the same time, that's Michael's decision. It just is.
Right.
And Locke is a little bit out of line in that moment. Taking him out into the woods and showing him how to throw a knife, even though he's not technically wrong for doing it. He's right, but he doesn't have the permission. So I mean, that is a big thing, even on an
Well,
island.
I think they're both right and they're both wrong at the
Yes.
same time in this episode.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that's what they showed us really well.
Yeah.
We couldn't
Well,
see
and
who
Michael's not
was
willing to listen because Michael hasn't had any time with this kid.
right.
So Locke stepping in and him not wanting him there, it feels the same for Michael. So yeah, from his point of view, like you said, he's not wrong, but he's also kind of right.
Right.
So, or he's wrong, but he's also kind of right. So yeah.
It's kind of like it's Anakin torn between Obi-Wan and Palpatine.
Sure.
If you want to take it down the Star Wars
Sure. Yeah. No,
point of
it's
view.
true.
Now is Locke Palpatine? I don't
Not
know.
yet.
I go back and forth with that.
Not yet.
Is Michael Obi-Wan? No, not
No.
Obi-Wan.
If anything, it's definitely the opposite still. It's definitely the opposite still. At this point, at least. At this point.
Yeah. And
No,
it,
but I think what Michael is missing here, which again, you can't blame the guy, but he's also kind of wrong, is he's not willing to let Locke help raise the kid. He's not willing to let anybody else help raise the kid on the island, which look, if you're stuck on an island with a bunch of people and you have a kid, unfortunately now everybody raises that kid. I mean, that is going to be a reality if you're stuck on an island with people.
true, but you want the help, and I have to agree with you.
Okay.
He's been an absent, not no fault of his own,
Sure.
but in Walt's eye, his dad has been absentee
Yeah.
for 8 or 9 years of his life.
Well, to Walt, really, he's a stranger.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, yeah.
So,
So,
Michael is just taking it day by day,
yeah.
trying to do it all on his own, and he needs time. He's a rookie. He's a
Yeah.
rookie father.
But Michael also needs patience, which he doesn't have.
Right.
He just doesn't have patience, and that is a big thing that he is missing in this relationship.
But I have to say, when what went missing, Michael put his ego aside, and he did go to Locke for help.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, he went to Locke to accuse him first, but then once he realized, yes, but he did accept the help. Yes,
he
absolutely.
accepted his help after.
Sure.
And I think that was the beginning of him accepting people's help. Right?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, and again, I don't think he can ever expect just everybody to raise Walt for him, but he also has to understand, you're going to get close with people if you're in a close proximity with them, and they've been in close proximity with the same people for how long? How many weeks are we at now?
I want to say
7 or 8.
5. Yeah.
Oh, so it's 4 or 5. Okay.
So I think I don't know, but
right,
not that many.
But it's been a decent amount of time. They've all been together. They all know who Walt is. I'm sure to an extent, if something happened to Walt, everybody's would be gathering together to help. It's not like anybody's going to be like, "Oh, screw that kid." Like, you know what I mean? So he's got to understand that.
Well, okay, you say that, but what would Sawyer do? Would Sawyer say?
Yeah, Sawyer would help.
I can say Sawyer would say.
What Sawyer would do is Sawyer would wait till everybody left to go look for him, and then go by himself and look for him. That's what Sawyer would do.
Okay. That's fair.
Or he would be like, "Oh, I'm just following Kate." His other excuse for doing things that he wants to do is I'm following Kate. So yeah, no, look, we know what Sawyer would do, but Sawyer cares. We all know that. We all know Sawyer has a heart.
Yeah, and like he wouldn't want us to know, but we all know. And the thing,
and as bad as a person he is, he's not going to let a kid die or get hurt.
Right.
I don't think Sawyer's. He's not that type of person.
He's not evil. He's messed up, but he's not evil.
Yes. Right. Yes.
And talking about the island, that thing is true. It takes a village. It takes a village to raise a kid. And
if anything, this is honestly the best situation for Michael to raise him under, because he doesn't have a whole world of pressure on him. It's only just 5 or however many people are on this part of the island right now. That's all he really has to worry about is those people. And right now, nobody's worried about critiquing his parenting skills as far as they just want to get off the island. So it's not like he can. It's almost like he couldn't mess up in this situation, yet somehow he figured out a way to mess up in this situation, if you know what I mean.
What really comes down to Michael He knows what to do, but he gets in his own way most of the time.
Yeah, he's trying to be that strict dad, that's and it's not a bad thing, but at the same time, you haven't been his father in so long. He doesn't know who you are. I think you kind of have to ease into that situation. You can't just come in guns blazing like he's trying to do.
I'm drawing a blank and forgive me.
Okay.
Is in the episode where he finds out that Walt never got any letters from him that
Yeah, he
his
gives him the
wife,
letters at the end. Yes, he gives him the
yeah,
letters.
and Michael's surprised he never got them.
Yes.
And the wife never gave
Again,
them to him.
another just POS move by this the mom and the dad, really.
Yeah, why? I don't get why they're so evil to Michael. Or why they don't want.
I really think it stems back, and again, not this specific moment, but these type of moments in the beginning of their relationship when she found out she was pregnant. I think when he's like, we need to get this crib for the baby. The baby's name is Walter. She's freaking out, and you can see it in her eyes.
Yeah.
She's freaking out. And he's just like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing in the world. And she's like, no, it's not, because I have a career I want to do, So I think for her in that moment, that's what pushes her away from Michael ultimately is he's so excited to be a dad where she's like, I just kind of want to be a career mom. Like I want to do, and I don't know. I feel like he was too much for her, if you know what I mean.
Well, and he
Kind of like what we talked about earlier, Claire's boyfriend. I think he kind of went through the same thing. At first, he was all like, "Yeah, I want to do this. I want to," and then he was like, "Wait a minute, this is ridiculous. Like you're putting up new curtains in my house. Like you're being overbearing." I think there is people that are unfortunately like that. That just they can't handle that pressure, man. The pressure gets to them eventually.
When and the mom, she only cared about the money and her job.
I think so. I
think he loved Walt, but I don't think he loved being a mom, if that makes sense.
Well, you see it in that one, unfortunate, the scene where she has the brain thing, where she starts having the headaches or whatever, where he's like, you guys aren't listening to me. You're not paying attention to me. Like he's a side thought.
Now, here's a question. We know he has some kind of powers. We know that, right?
Right. Well, he can make things appear, apparently, right? I mean, that's what I got out of this.
He can make things appear.
Yeah.
Look like he can make things sick if you go by the words.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, too, that he had something to do with his mom dying, right?
You literally took
okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was literally about to say, do we think somehow she got sick because of him?
I'll be honest. I honestly thought the same thing immediately, man. When I saw that, I was like, because first it's him saying you're not paying attention to me.
Right.
Then she starts having that thing. Then the bird happens.
Right.
All within sequence. So yeah, I mean, look, maybe he's not doing it on purpose, but maybe him manipulating time and space around him is what caused that. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is. It's just a side effect of him manifesting that bird into the window.
And not to forget, there's a little spoiler about what yet to come, but I believe it was in the season 2 premiere, or maybe 1 or 2 episodes in season 2.
Okay.
Shannon sees him on the island when he's already off the island.
Oh, right. Yeah, she sees him in the woods.
Yeah,
he's all wet.
And nobody else believes her.
Yeah.
So somehow he could show up places
Yeah,
where he
because I
is
remember the
not.
way I always took that was he was showing himself to her, right? That's how I always
Right.
took that.
Because he also did the same thing to Locke in
Yes.
season 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember the season, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, again, he shows up all wet.
No, he showed up after Locke was shot. I don't know if he was wet, but he showed up. Locke
Oh,
is in
okay.
the
Well, maybe
hole.
I'm okay.
Locke is in the hole. Ben shot him. Ben's gone, and Walt shows up, and he says, you have to go after Ben, or you have to stop Ben."
I vaguely remember that now. Okay, yeah, yeah, I'll have to wait till we get to that point again.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I do remember when he shows up to Shannon, he's like dripping wet,
Right.
and it's
Yeah,
not
he
raining
was.
outside or anything. Yeah,
Right.
that's why I always thought it was him showing himself to her because wherever he was, it was raining. That's how I
No,
saw it.
remember, not forget when he was taken by the others.
Mm-hmm.
He was wet because they took him after
Yeah,
he was in the. Well, I'm getting into spoilers
yeah,
here,
yeah. No,
but
I know. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah.
I got you.
And then not to forget, there might be a minor thing, but when they leave the island the first time at the end of the season,
Mm-hmm.
what gives the dog to Shannon?
That's right. That is true.
I
That is
love that
true.
dog. I love that
Yeah,
dog, by the way.
yeah. Vincent's great, man. Vincent's great.
Yeah. He hit the very first shot of the show, and he hit the very last shot of the show,
Mm-hmm.
if you
He makes it
remember.
the whole way, man. He makes it the whole way.
It's like Bernard and Rose. They make it to the end.
I really did want them to just have a life on the island, though. I
I
really
think they
did.
did. I think they did.
I know, but
They didn't die. They made it home.
I know, but I wanted them to just be on the island,
Yeah,
just stay on the island because she was cured there. They would at least had a full life there.
exactly. And
That's
I think
how.
they did. And I
Well,
think they
yeah.
did.
Well,
They,
she doesn't. I thought she buried him at one point.
no.
Am I okay?
They,
Maybe I'm
they,
thinking of
they
something else.
survived. They survived until the very end of the finale.
Okay, maybe I'm
They
thinking of
lived
something
on.
else. Then I might be
They
thinking of
lived
something
on.
else. Yeah. Okay.
They had a happy life.
Because I do remember when they meet back up with the crew, and she's just like, "You guys got to get the hell out of here. Like, we don't want
Right.
any of your drama. We don't want any of your crap."
No, but not forget in the finale. We're spoiling, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
In the
mean,
finale, Bernard and Rose rescued Desmond from the hole. Remember, Locke
that's true.
put him in the hole
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah,
was a smoke monster. And they rescued him. And then Locke found. Anyway,
yeah, yeah,
we'll get there. But no, they live. They live.
yeah. I love them. I love them.
Yeah,
They're great.
me too.
Those two are
But
great.
we haven't even met Bernard yet, so
No, we
let's go
haven't.
back to season 1.
Yes. Come on, man. You know how you and me are. We can't. We have to.
I know. I know.
It's hard, man. It's
Um,
hard. It's hard not to talk about all this stuff, man.
I know. I'm not, dude. I'm so excited. I'm not going to say what, but I'm so excited for tomorrow night.
Oh, I know. Yes.
That's going to be fun.
Might want
Um,
to tune in for Jedi Academy,
yeah.
guys. Go ahead.
We'll reveal something at the end of tonight's episode about tomorrow.
There you go.
So
That's fair.
yeah.
That's
Any other thoughts before we have a new segment that we're going to be debuting?
yes.
As most of you know, last week we had our friend Dave on, And he's
Yes.
like an encyclopedia of knowledge.
He knows so much, man. He really does. He knows so
And
much.
and he's just upset. He's pissed that he can't be here week after week to share
He
his
really does. No, he
knowledge.
really likes coming on. That's the fun
And
part. Is he actually does
and
like
I
coming
love
on,
him
which is
on.
great.
I love
Oh,
him on.
absolutely, absolutely, man.
And because of that, he messaged me this morning. We have notes. And we have a new segment. But before we can get
Yes, and
there,
if you guys have seen the episode with Dave, you know the notes. So it's fun. He's got a lot of cool stuff, guys.
oh,
It's
I can't
exciting.
wait
It's
to,
exciting.
yeah.
He took the time out for us, so we really thank you, Dave. We really do appreciate it, man. It's awesome.
Dave, you're awesome, my man. Anytime you want on, you're more than welcome.
Oh,
But
more than welcome. Absolutely.
before we get there, do you have any other overall thoughts about this episode?
I mean, I think we can wait till the end, but I definitely want to talk about the straggler in the woods at the end.
Yeah, we can talk about it now. What about it? What about
Just
the
Claire's back.
here's back, right?
What do we do, man? Where was she? Where was she? What were they doing to her? We gotta know.
Is she okay? Is
Is
she
she
never?
okay? Yeah, because she looks pretty messed up when she comes back to, which we know why. But yes, at that moment, we're just, why is she all messed? She looks like she's been through a war at that moment.
Is
Coming
she
out of the
mentally
woods.
on there? Is she?
Well,
Does she remember all everything?
oh, this is where it gets good too for me, especially with everything that happens now outside of the group.
Right. And yeah, I mean we'll get there next week, but I think if I'm remembering correctly,
Yeah.
Shirley had a very big moment next week. If I remember right.
Oh, that's something we could talk about. That's something we could talk about.
Okay.
Let's talk about why Charlie is a POS.
Why don't you get it? You take it away. Why don't you?
No, I love Charlie. Look, I look. In that moment, do you really blame the guy for reading the diary? And look, Charlie goes toe to toe with Sawyer, and he has no fear in his heart in that moment. He is not scared of Sawyer in that moment. Sawyer would kill Charlie. Sawyer would absolutely destroy Charlie. But Charlie has no fear in that moment, man. You got to give him a lot of respect for that because he's just like, nah, man, I don't care. Like, I don't care. You're not taking her stuff and getting away with it, man. Sorry.
Yeah, the balls on that
The
comment.
balls, man. The balls.
Uh,
But you know what? I
more.
respect all the respect in the world for it, man.
So when if you were here, would you read the diary?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And I know how horrible that sounds, but you're on an island. He honestly doesn't know if she's alive. That might
And
be the last connection he has to her.
and at this point, I think it's safe to say, if he hasn't 100%, he's falling in love with her, as we
Yes.
see.
And I think this is even actually hurting that, or not hurting, but it's making him fall in love with her more because she's not there. Because now he just has a reason to, like, you know what I mean? Like it gives him a purpose again, almost
Right.
to find her and reunite with her. So it's look, I love Charlie, So in this, look, in a normal situation, should he have read it? No, obviously
No.
not.
But this is a quote unquote normal situation.
Yes.
This is,
And I think because it's funny because I think what Sawyer says to him is what makes him read it. I don't think he wanted to read it until Sawyer said what he said about how
I'm
she's like.
drawing, I'm drawing a blank one in. So
I mean, I don't remember word for word what he said, but basically like how she's like making fun of Charlie the whole time, like how he's annoying and he won't leave her alone and stuff like that. So I think there's a part of like, you know what, Dan? I have to know. I have to. I have to.
That Sawyer, he knows exactly what buttons to push and
He's a
when
con
to push
artist. He
it.
knows, yeah, he's a con artist, man. He knows how to push people's buttons the right way, man. Yeah, he's great.
He's not my favorite character, but I think he's funnest character.
Oh, he's definitely the funnest character. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to say
Well,
that.
eventually, Kate, I think, is Kate the one that calls him out on it, and they've already called him out on it. Just how he like, dude, you're not this tough. Like, stop. Like, nobody's that bad. Like, nobody is that person. Like, you're not that person.
What I like is he's a bully. That's a perfect word. He's a bully
Sure.
with so many layers to him.
No, he's exactly. Yes, he's a bully for sure. But he also sees an opportunity on this island where
Right.
he can be important. That's why he takes
Right.
everybody's stuff and tries to barter back everything back to people.
Which makes me ask,
Okay.
if he loves having that position, why is he one of the first ones that wants to get off the island?
That's true.
Like if I were him,
I would never
and
want
if
to
I
go back.
had,
Yeah. No.
if I were him and I had all this power on the island,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would be rushing to get off the island. Would
I
you?
would never want to go back. The same. Well, isn't that what somebody says to Kate eventually too? Jack says it to Kate. He's like, "Why would you ever want to go back with your past?" Or somebody says it to Kate.
Right. Yeah.
Like, why do you want to go? Like, are you crazy?
Especially Kate, because she's a wanted woman.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I mean, we know why Jin does it. Or once we get to that point, we know why he goes. But Sawyer, there's no reason Sawyer goes.
no. But he wants to.
And that
But-
moment he does, yeah. That moment, yeah.
Right. We'll get there.
Yeah.
There.
There's more to that too. Yeah, there's definitely
Yeah,
more to
right.
why Sawyer wants to go at that moment.
Right. But I think it's time for a new segment.
Yes, absolutely bring this up.
Is, I have a segment called everything. Hold on.
This is cool.
It-
This is really
It
fun.
is. They've lots frequently asked questions and thoughts.
Yes.
And I'm going to bring them up,
No,
and
definitely.
we're then going to read them. I'll take one and one and take another, and we'll go back and forth.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, take the first one. We go back and forth.
Yeah. This is the first episode after David Lindelof left and then came back from his walkabout. But nobody, but the production has already started back up. He then changed the original idea of the episode, which involved Charlie being hypnotized by healing to help him remember where the others took Cliff.
Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't go with that.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to read the next one?
Yeah, let's go ahead. So, yeah, as discussed last time I was on the show, Carlton Cuse has recently joined the writing team. Okay, yeah, so he said this was one of his first episodes, right? Wasn't this one of his
Right.
first episodes? Yeah. Or the last one was one of his first episodes. First thing he asked the writer room was, why aren't they building a raft and trying to leave the island? This question would lead to the creation of the raft in this episode. Makes sense, because why wouldn't you be? Yeah, you would think there would be at least somebody trying to do that at this point. Yeah.
And I believe it was Michael who came up with that idea, right?
This episode he came up with it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the first episode of Lost. Since the pilot, we have more than one character's point of view in the flashback. Mostly Mike's flashback, but we get one with Walt making it the first episode
Yeah.
break the traditional episode format.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we get that moment with just Walt and his mom and the other
Ryan.
guy, Brian. Yeah,
Ryan.
Brian. All right, let's see. ABC was very much against the idea of Walt being a psychic or having the ability to manifest a polar bear on the island. See the Walt section for more info. But JJ and Damon realized, really wanted this to be part of the story, which is why they included the comic book with the polar bear in the pilot episode. Yeah, I mean when he throws it in the fire and we see it, yeah, and then it comes
Oh,
back. Yeah,
that was a brutal when he threw that.
yeah.
I hated Michael in that moment. I don't know
And he,
about you.
yeah, well, he's even more of a dick because we know it's Hurley's.
Right.
It's not even Walt's. It's not even his to throw in the fire. He just throws it in the fire anyway.
Is this the episode where we realize it's in Spanish? Or was that another episode?
Well, he says to him in this episode, "You're reading it's in Spanish," and he's like, "I just like the
Right.
pictures." Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, it's a Flash comic, right?
I don't know what the comic is. I'm not sure. I didn't catch it. I'll be honest, I didn't catch it, so I'm not sure. I will say one thing. I think it's actually coming up in this one. The polar bear looks bad.
Yeah.
When they show it, yeah, I think he's actually getting right in this next note. Go ahead.
Speaking of the polar bear,
Yeah.
rather than using the puppet, the pilot, the close-up of the bear's face and paws are done with crew members moving a bear's head and wait,
Yeah.
crew members moving a bear's head and paws.
I think it's around.
Around
Yeah.
on sticks while the back was done with CGI. And boy, it didn't look good. So basically what you were saying.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the shot from the back when it's Michael and Locke walking up to where Walt's at, and they're showing the bear from the back or from the outside, but it's probably about 20, 30 feet away from the bear. But the bear just looks like a blur of white. It looks like a blur of white and gray. It doesn't even look like a bear. I mean, it's pretty bad CGI, honestly.
There's more to this.
Okay.
The whole reception to the CGI bear led to the bears not being used again until the season 3 episode. Further instructions will rather the CGI they use a guy in a polar bear suit. Oi! Oi!
Yeah, it's not great. It's definitely not great.
That came out today. That would be the number one fix I would hope they would do.
You would think they'd be able to just go in and fix it anyway, wouldn't you? I mean, that can't be that hard to fix. Especially for the Blu-ray and the DVDs and stuff, they could fix that easily, you would think.
I mean, look at all the stuff that Lucas has done.
That's what I mean.
Original.
Yeah, I mean, they're not, as long as they don't do anything like that, if they just fix little tiny things like that, that wouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be.
But I wouldn't want them to add a musical dance down in the hatch.
Oh,
in
no.
season 2.
In the hatch.
Down in the hatch. Ooh,
the hatch, it's the hatch, it's the hatch, it's the hatch, 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 it's the hatch, it's the hatch, it's the hatch.
Come on,
man. Right? You don't want to see that? You don't want to see that?
No, I knew what he do that. In the hat, in the hat, in the hat.
It's them doing that, like, you know how they like walk like this and snap their fingers? Just them walking through the hatch doing that. That's what I want to see.
Maybe in the hat.
Oh, that's funny.
Look. Do you want to
I
read this?
noticed this one. I did notice it. Yeah, Locke tells Michael that he was giving Walt a pencil to give him, but Locke is holding a pen, not a pencil, which, yeah, it's obviously a pen, not a pencil. Yeah, it's funny. And this just goes back to what he was telling us last week, which is that Locke is never really telling the truth ever
Right.
about anything, which I did know the story from last week was not true, but I didn't know that about Locke, that everything he said was not true.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So that's funny.
Damn, now I have that hat, so it's stuck in my hand. And
I'm telling you. It's
come on,
Locke, it's
no,
Locke,
make
Jack,
it
and Saeed. That's it. It's Locke, Jack, Saeed, and Sawyer just down in the hatch going, the hatch, it's the hatch, it's the hatch. It's the hatch. I want to see it now. I want to see the Lost, the musical. Just Lost season 2, the musical. That's what I want. That's
and
it.
we could have Kate dancing in it the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we have fun together, don't we?
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
We have good chemistry.
No, this is fun.
Callbacks and call forwards and connections.
Yeah. A lot.
So he gave us a lot. The comic first appeared in the pilot and contained his island in the bubble and giant purple aliens, leading fans to speculate that the island was in a bubble or now a snow globe, as Desmond will say in season 2 finale, and that the foretold statue is all remind of one of the giant aliens.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
cool. That's cool. I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know any of that. So that's really fun. That's really fun.
And you want to read this?
Yeah, when was Egypt? Okay, so this is the first time that Egypt is mentioned, and Egypt in its symbolism will become very important to the tapestry of the visual language of Lost. Now, this I'm actually interested in because I love history and I love the Egyptian time period. So I don't know what was brought up in this one. That was Egyptian. I don't remember.
I don't remember. That's not true. Or did we see?
No, not in this episode.
What? No.
It's got to be some type of reference to one of the gods or something. Yeah, I missed it. So yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see what it is though, because I love the Egyptians. So awesome.
Well, you can tell throughout the show they reference that time period a lot.
Oh, sure, throughout the show, yeah, definitely. I just missed it this episode. I just missed it.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do this one too because the other one was short.
Yeah.
Walt hiding from the polar bear in the banyan tree, similar to the tree Kate hides from. Yep, the monster in the pilot, and Kate and Juliet will hide from the monster in the episode Left Behind. The fact that the bear is unable to break through the vines as lead man fans to believe unable to break through the vines lead main fans to believe that that this bear is the smoke monster form of the polar bear Sawyer killed in the pilot. That's a fun theory.
Yeah, I like that. I
didn't think about that, but that's a fun theory. But then that negates the fact that Walt is special. Right?
How so? How so?
Well, because didn't he say earlier that Lindelof was like, why is Walt special?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe this was their way of getting rid of that part.
Yeah, maybe.
Because really, the bird flying into the window could just be a coincidence.
Right.
With if the bear isn't, if the bear isn't him
Yeah,
doing it.
maybe.
So maybe that was Lindelof saying that's that. I don't know. That's interesting though, for sure.
I know. I don't know if there's anything more than Pontiac that is Michael will be in the same call that hits lock in this ex machina
Ah,
while chasing while chasing after his mom.
yeah.
It will be the call that Kate has leading to Tom's death and Moon to One. It really will hit in the beginning of the end after leading the cops on the high speed chase.
So it's Jacob, right?
Probably.
I mean, that may. But well, isn't there? See, I don't want to. I don't. Isn't there a scene where they show this crash again, and Jacob's there?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember when.
Yeah, but they show where Michael gets hit, and then Jacob touches him because that's when Jacob touches him.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's Jacob then. If that is true, that's got to be Jacob, right?
Yeah.
That's
No,
fun.
I think we said a lot. The only first week that saved the rest for next week.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh yeah. No, absolutely, man. It's just interesting. I love this kind. It's interesting stuff, man. That's really cool stuff
Yeah.
he's got in there.
I'll give you the link and you can read it yourself. I mean,
Sure.
there's
Oh,
a lot.
absolutely.
I didn't want to be here the whole
Oh no, I
night.
got you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll
Yeah,
read
I mean,
everything in there because like I said, I'm a lore person. So once I get into a
right.
show, I want to know everything. So yeah,
Me too, man. Me too.
absolutely. So that's
So
all.
any final thoughts about this episode?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think this is where, for me at least, I think this is where the season really, and again, not that I don't enjoy the first half of the season, but this is where it really picks up for me, I think.
Me too.
So I'm really excited for next episode and the rest of the season, man. Yeah.
Because now that Chris gets back,
Yeah.
it really starts getting heavier and heavier.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's just so many answers happen now. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Where everything up to this point were sort of questions, where now we start getting to answers, and there's a lot of answers, and there's some crazy stuff that happens. So it's this is a fun part of the season for sure.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, overall, I really did enjoy this episode, watching it again, man. And I think so far right now where we are with him, I think I really like Michael right now.
Yeah, Michael is no good, but
yeah, we know.
we'll guarantee that will change.
It will absolutely change.
Really
Well,
quickly.
just like last episode, I was watching in the beginning, and I'm like, man, I really like Locke. And then by the end, I'm like, God, I hate Locke. Man, I hate Locke so much.
I think the more consistent character of the show is Huey.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You
Yeah,
never don't like Huey. You always like Huey, right?
Hurley never goes through a bad moment. I agree.
Yeah, and Charlie. No, I take it back. There's one episode there you don't like Charlie.
But I don't even think I don't like Charlie in that episode. It's just I don't agree with him.
It's rough, man.
It's rough. But again, I look at the intent, and he's coming from a good place. It just sucks at that moment for him. It's just such bad timing for him to just kind of lose his mind for a few minutes. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah, we'll get.
Yeah, we'll get into it. I have
Yeah.
feelings about that episode.
Oh, again, look, horrible decisions. I mean, nobody's going
Yeah.
to argue that. Nobody's going to argue
Yeah.
that.
Solo no loco en la cabeza in that episode.
Yeah, no, he does. No, he absolutely does. Yeah.
No, but you're right. You feel bad for him. Because
It's a combination of damn man, like what are you doing, man? Come on, don't do that. Like, come on. That's kind of how I feel about that episode. It's like, come on, man. You're good. You're good.
It is hard to watch.
It is. Oh, it is. Because he is one of the, I think for most people that watch the show, he's got to be one of your favorite characters. He's got to be.
Oh, I did love Dominic Monaghan.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's great. Right. But even
really
that, I don't
is.
even really notice him that much. I'll be honest. I don't really notice, and not that I know it's him, but what I mean is I'm not sitting there thinking like, man, this is Dominic Monaghan. He really does become Charlie in the show. I mean, he really does. He makes you forget that it's him playing him. I'm not saying it right, but you know what I mean.
No, I'm curious. You're a big Lord of the Rings fan, right?
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Which character do you prefer, Charlie or Mary?
Honestly, I think in Lord of the Rings, I think Mary's funnier.
Okay, I'll go with you on that.
But he's not. But I don't think Pippin is meant to be the funnier one. Mary is supposed to be the funnier
Right.
one. So it's not really his fault in that movie. But look, for the part they have to play, they're both great. They're both great in Lord of the Rings, I think.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I want to make this announcement. I'm just really excited about it. About tomorrow night.
Man. Oh man. Come on.
Okay. This is going to be a fun one, guys. Tomorrow night, we're having a guest, Moose Hawes.
Yes.
And there's going to be a debate. There's going to be my man Don versus Moose in a which trilogy is better? The sequel trilogy, which will be defended by Moose, or the prequel trilogy, which will be defended by my partner, my number two, if you will, my wingman, Don.
I've never got to do it. So I'm going to cut a promo right now. Let's go, Moose. Come on, Moose. No, guys. Look, I'm excited for it. It's going to be a fun time, guys. He's really great to have conversations with. So I really think it's going to be fun. I think he's got a little bit of an uphill battle to fight. He's going to be defending the sequel trilogy. So I'm very interested to see what he's got to say. So yeah, no, I'm really excited for this, guys. Really excited for this. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, damn. I've been trying to fun of that before.
I know. I was thinking about. I was like, I never got to cut a promo for. I would love to just cut a promo. I don't want to talk shit either because I like him. He's such a nice guy. So I don't want to like be mean either. So.
Yeah, we wrap this thing up.
Yeah, man, let's
go.
Let's
everyone really can find you.
Yep, guys. So you can find me on Twitter at Jedi Master Talk. You guys can find me here Mondays on Fellowship of Geekdom, Tuesdays on Geekdom Initiative, Wednesdays Jedi Academy, and then Sundays Geekdom Uncut. And you also can find me in the Facebook group, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for us.
And you guys can find me on all those shows not mentioned. Plus, what are you watching? A fun interview show where we got a guest and we did talk about what they are watching. This week, I am happy to say I have the one, the only, THC, full president on. And we got into a fun talk. It will be a good one. You should tune in. And yeah, we'll see you next week on Geekdom Initiative. But son of a bitch, we did another episode. Any news?
We did it. See you guys.